Welcome in, everybody. We are live for a little Sunday afternoon book unboxing. It has been a few weeks. I've been unbelievably busy traveling, buying books, selling books, trying to get my storage room in order. So I am back. I think I have 15 boxes today, showing you some of my favorite eBay purchases from last week. I like to show them off live to my YouTube audience first. If you don't know, I am eBay seller Animal Vet 52. I put it in the description of this video. Most of these books will be up on my eBay page probably in a couple weeks. I auctioned everything off starting at 99 cents and no reserves. So hopefully you can get yourself some deals. Box number one. Let's see what we got. Oh, yeah. Yes. If you don't know, I love Albert Angus Turbane. He is one of the prolific Victorian era bookbinding designers, and he designed this one. Beautiful cover. Show you a close up. Actually, his initials are hidden right there. He usually signs his bindings, so you can see the AAT signature right there. That's Albert Angus Turbane. 1 second, I'm gonna make sure my Wi-Fi is on. It is. Hopefully everyone can hear me and see me all right. Again, what a beautiful binding with that peacock on the front cover. Absolutely stunning and really nice condition. I think this one cost me about $150. Probably not going to make too much profit on it, but I could not resist. Check out the end papers as well with the peacocks. Beautiful gilded page edges. This one is just stunning. Headlong Hall and Nightmare Abbey by T. Love Peacock, illustrated by H.R. Millar, 1896. Lots of great illustrations in this one. And again, I mostly just bought it because of the cover. I mean, I can't resist a beautiful peacock binding. That one, stunning. It's so hard for me to sell books like that. I would love to keep them all for myself, but I have to pay the light bill, so gotta let them go. Hope everyone's having a great Sunday afternoon. I was gonna take a nap this afternoon, but I had too much work to do. So maybe tomorrow. That's what I always say. Maybe I'll take a nap tomorrow, but I don't know. Tomorrow's looking like a busy day as well. Feel free to say hi in the chat. Let me know where you're from. Like I said, I'm eBay seller Animal Vet 52. Most of this stuff will be up for auction probably in about 2 weeks. Though I do have lots of little projects going on right now, so these might not be up for a few weeks, but we'll see. I'll try to get them up as soon as possible. All right. Well, would you believe it? Another peacock binding. I don't know who this one is by. Oh, it is by Albert Angus Turbane right there. Another Albert Angus Turbane binding. This one's more Art Nouveau style. Beautiful. Unbelievable. Apparently he had a favorite design that he liked doing. This one isn't in English, unfortunately. Oh, we got a couple people in the chat. Hey, everybody. I am doing great, Vernon. Silhouette by L.E. This one was 1909, published in Amsterdam. No illustrations, unfortunately, but I mainly bought it just for the pretty binding. You can't go wrong. So this one is 1896, and then this one's bigger and more colorful, 1909 on that one, but both Albert Angus Turbane bindings. Unbelievable designs. He designed a lot of the most beautiful bindings, kind of from the 1890s and early 1900s. Really amazing bookbinding designer. Thank you, Vernon. Some of my favorite. I love books from the kind of the 1870s to the 1890s. I think that's the best era for beautiful bindings. But there's also some great Art Nouveau and Art Deco ones as well. Speaking of Art Deco, I think this next one is an Art Deco style binding. There's my bill. This one coming up that I'm unboxing right now is one, whenever I post it on my Instagram, I have people asking, is it for sale? Is it for sale? And I think I have a different copy starting on eBay later this week. I think it'll be up on eBay. And then this one probably won't be for maybe next month. Next month, I'll probably get this one up online. It is the Revolt of the Angels by Anatole France, illustrated by Frank C. Pape. With the dust jacket. Dust jacket's kind of plain, black paper, nothing too exciting with the red decoration, but then underneath has the matching similar or same design, but with the gold decoration. And I think actually copies of these books also came with a slip case as well. But I don't know if I've ever seen any copies of the Revolt of Angels, but I've seen the other titles by Anatole France with the slip cases and the dust jacket. I mean, I never understood that kind of a plain, not very bright colored dust jacket, but underneath is a stunning binding. And again, great Art Deco illustrations of this one. I'll try to show you a few. The Revolt of Angels by Anatole France, translated by Miss Wilfred Jackson, illustrated and decorated by Frank C. Pape. This one is 1927. And again, really cool occult, mythological type illustrations. The end papers on these are really cool as well, depicting the battle between the angels and the devils. I got to show you a few of the illustrations in this one. I think you guys will like them. Very interesting. You got the little altar boy, the little demon altar boy. Very interesting. Let's see. I'll show you this one. Very spooky illustrations. But then there's also some less spooky, more kind of lovely mythological. There's a very occult one. Again, one of my favorite books. This book you used to be able to buy copies of all day for like 20, 30, 40 bucks. Now, I think the last few copies I've sold on eBay, I usually auction them off, and they usually bring anywhere from like 75 to 125 seems to be pretty common. Most people are asking around 150 for a nice copy. This one I would expect to bring at least 75, but you never know. Depends what the market says it's worth. But yeah, the market on that one, even in the last few years, has changed pretty dramatically. The prices seem to have doubled or tripled. All right, what do we got here? All right, there's a pretty one. The Poetical Works of Sir Walter Scott with a great, I mean, could you fit any more gold on that cover? I mean, a tiny bit, but not much. Scott's poems, great binding. I wish they would have gilded these two edges, but they did gild the top edge on there. Let's open it up. The Complete Poetical Works of Sir Walter Scott. Copyright 1894 on that one. Looks like it is illustrated as well. Quite a few nice illustrations in that one. But again, I like the pretty bindings. And that one is a stunner. Absolutely stunning. Spine looks great. Front cover, gilded to the gills. Gilded to the gills. And yeah, if you haven't checked out my eBay page, I sell all kinds of similar stuff to this. It's quite a mix of fiction and nonfiction. I love old like science and medical and chemistry type books, stuff on farming and mining and geology, but then also sell a lot of poetry and fiction and romance and mystery and horror. Religious books. I have a lot of great old religious books dating back to the 18th century. A lot of great old Bibles. I always have Bibles up for auction on eBay. If you're looking for a nice big leather Bible from the 1870s, I usually have some great Victorian Bibles up at any one time. There's a few options for you. All right, these look like they are part of a series, The Friendly Library. Great. We have The Friendly Craft by E.D. Hanscom. E.D. Hanscom. The Second Post by E.V. Lucas, and The Gentle Art, also by E.V. Lucas. Great looking little set, The Friendly Library. I wish I could find more of these, but everyone was asking crazy prices for them, but they look so great together. Let's see if they're dated. That one is 1910. The Friendly Craft is 1910. Apparently missing the front end paper, unfortunately. Not the end of the world. I would love to put a set of those together at some point. But again, I'm not going to pay 40, 50, 60 bucks a piece for them. All right, let's see what we got. Very nicely packaged. Someone did a great job. I think I'm going to do a video in the next couple weeks showing people how I package books. I do use bubble mailers for the cheap stuff. I know that upsets a lot of people. If it's probably in the $40 plus range, I'm going to at least wrap it in newspaper. More expensive, I will use a box. Or actually, one of my favorite things, if it's a book about this size, I will wrap it in bubble wrap like this, then put cardboard around it, then put it in a bubble mailer. And I think that's probably one of the most secure ways you can send it. Some people mail it in box, but they don't put enough padding in so the book can still shift away and the box can get crushed. That can be bad. So a box isn't always the most secure packaging technique, in my opinion. I've had so many books get beat up and damaged in boxes before. I mean, boxes are great as long as you package them securely. All right, the Scientific Encyclopedia of Receipts, Notes, and Queries. This is kind of a really cool old science technology recipe type book. It's been a while since I've had those. So we got beers, we got bees, we got belts, we got brass, we got cements, we got ciders, we got dyeing, we have electrometallurgy, we got hair, we got inks, we got microscopy, we got oils, we got paper, we got perfumery, we got photography, we got pyrotechnics, we got pigments, we got rouges and salves, we have soaps and syrups, we got taxidermy and teeth and tanning and tattooing. Every topic, every science related topic, there's all kinds of really cool recipe type things and hints and how to do a little bit of everything. You got tempering, thermometers, vinegars, ventilation, wines. There's several pages on wines and wine recipes, woods and ringers. I mean, absolutely incredible. These books, I mean, inks, glass work, gilding, fireproofing, and fireworks, and flowers, and fires, and enamels. I mean, every science-related topic that you wanted to look up, I think. Dyeing, there's a huge section on dyeing. Dyes and dyeing, stuff like that. Disinfectants, coloring, cods, and cleansing, and cements. I already said cements. Candles, brass, bronze, bronzing, bluing, bleeding, boilers, bleaching, blacking, bites, beverages, batteries and beers, balms, baths and batteries, ants, animation and almonds, alloys, lots of stuff on alloys, alcohols, accidents. I mean, every science related topic this book has. And that one's 1908. I think the first edition of that one was early 1890s, maybe. But again, that is such a cool old recipe book. It's been a while. That one, I mean, you can usually find a copy, but if you don't want to pay like $50 plus, you kind of got to be a little patient. I think actually nice copies of that one, I've got as much as like $200 to $300 for them. That one, I would expect to bring 40 to 50 bucks, possibly more. I do have a big project coming up this week. I'm going to run to Chicago and drop off some books and pick up some books. And then hopefully there's a book collection in Fort Atkinson that I want to check out on the way home. If you don't know, I have a bookstore in Marshfield, Wisconsin, kind of in central Wisconsin. So it's a little over a 4-hour drive to Chicago. So that'll be a very long day. All right, another copy of The Revolt of Angels, without a dust jacket, but still probably a $50 to $100 book here. That one is 1924, so a few years older than that other one. Great book. I've sold so many copies of that one in the past 10 years. I would guess I probably sell 5 to 8 copies of that one a year. It's one of my favorites. And it is unfortunate because the price used to be able to get a really good deal on it, but now prices are insane. Though I will say, I think that book is worth $75 to $100 all day. Just, I mean, it's a really, really great binding. It's really nicely illustrated. Kind of has a mythological, religious / occult theme to it. All right, here we have The Changed Life by Henry Drummond. We have Dress Reform. This one I thought was really interesting. Dress Reform. Looks like the frontispiece is detached. Dress Reform, a series of lectures delivered in Boston on dress as it affects the health of the woman, edited by Abba Gould Wilson, with illustrations, 1874. So cool 1874 book on dress. Let's see if I can find you. Oh, there's some illustrations. There you go. Classical dress styles. And the last one, Happiness in Marriage by Margaret Sanger. Interesting title on marriage there. All right, we have a nice leather copy of Dr. Chase's recipes. They actually reprinted one of the 1860 editions with this style binding in a green kind of plasticky cloth, not leather. But this is the original leather binding. I love the tiny little bottles. You have the cough syrup bottle, you have the cough bottle, the syrup bottle, the bitters bottle, and the alternatives bottle. Great embossed design, and I love the little bottles. Most of the time, this cover is so worn that you can't read it, but these, pretty respectable. The corners are worn, but the bottles still look great. Let's check the year on this one. This was 1870. I think the first edition was early 1860s, but still 1870. Dr. Chase's recipes. This one has quite a variety. It's not just cooking recipes. It is practical recipes for merchants, grocers, saloon keepers, physicians. There's a huge 150 page medical section in this one. Physicians, druggists, tanners, shoemakers, harness makers, painters, jewelers, blacksmiths, tinners, gunsmiths, farriers, barbers, bakers, dyers, renovators, farmers, and families generally. So this was kind of like a living out in the wilderness guide, everything you needed, from farming to dealing with animals and livestock, hunting and stuff like that, as well as cooking and folk medicine, all that stuff. 1870. This book's 155 years old. Pretty nice condition overall. again, that is one that I sell a lot of copies. This one got a little banged up. Let's hope the book survived. Yeah, Dr. Chase's Recipes, that is one that I sell. Gosh, that's probably one of the most common books I sell over and over again, whenever I can find nice copies of it. Little word of advice, don't ship books on their edges like this or with the spines up. That just puts extra wear on the binding. These seem pretty solid, but ship them flat, or you can ship them standing up, but don't ship them on the spine or on the foredge. Just a little word of advice. These seem to survive all right, but it does cause the hinges to split and the binding to get worn. This is the ICS reference library. These were kind of like the college textbooks of the day, early 1900s. This one covers carpet, wallpaper, book covers, linoleum, and architectural design. So this is kind of a cool interior design manual. So you got the ancient architecture styles there, but then you also got the wallpapers and the flooring and all of that. I'll get you a date. I think it's 1905 on that one. So really, really early home decoration, turn of the century home decoration. A lot of great kind of Art Nouveau styles, late Victorian. Yeah, these are great books. A lot of these were more mechanical, metalwork, woodworking, construction type stuff. Here is geometrical, ornamental, architectural, freehand, and perspective drawing. So this is kind of a cool art reference guide. And again, these were kind of just the college textbooks of the day, these big, bulky leather books. I mean, how amazing did that one survive? Here. Oh, and they even come with the original. I've seen quite a few of these. How to open a new book with the original little paper that came with these books. This one is historic ornament and elements of design. This would be great if you know a graphic designer or an artist in your life. They would absolutely love this book. And last one is pen and ink watercoloring rendering, drawing from nature, cast, and the figure. Another great title. Again, a lot of them from the International Reference Library, more kind of technical construction stuff like that. Stuff on steam engines and woodworking, metalworking, that kind of stuff. But then they also did have textbooks on art and design and architecture. I think they had a bunch of business and accounting type volumes as well. Uh-oh, someone got those free shipping supplies, courtesy of the USPS. I am glad they didn't seal them because they're a pain to open, and these are nice and easy, so great. I am really excited about these, mostly for the bindings, but I think they're interesting. These are, let me get them flipped the right way, and maybe let's see if I can get them in order by height for you. They'll look a little nicer. There you go. Yeah, who's the author? Let me check the author on these quick. These are by Sir John Lubbock. And again, the bindings are unbelievably stunning. I mean, great arts and craft type design here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 volumes. I think the price on these were a little more than I was willing to pay, but the seller was pretty flexible, so I was very happy with that. Looks like these are dated 1890 to 1899. Looks like there was one almost every year, 1890 to 1899. And again, very pretty bindings. I don't remember. These got to be signed. Yep, they are. Looks like Hatchards and Piccadilly was the binder on these. I mean, these are incredibly beautiful. Even though they're kind of simplistic with the little leaves, they're beautiful. And again, they're all kind of nature-related titles. We have Ants, Bees, and Wasps, The Sense of Animals, Origin and Metamorphosis of Insects, British Wildflowers, The Pleasures of Life, The Use of Life, and Popular Natural History. I mean, great titles, great bindings. I don't know if they're, oh, and they're illustrated. Okay, I'm going to show you the title page. On the Origin and Metamorphosis of Insects by Sir John Lubbock, 1895. And this one is illustrated as well. Plus, they got the book plates. Interesting. Looks like these were owned by Frederick Archibald Vaughan, Earl of Cowder. Interesting. And again, stunning leather bindings. Poofta, man. Plus free shipping supplies. All right, what do we got? We got 4 more boxes, big boxes mostly. Let's see, I think this one came from the UK. I've been buying a lot from the UK. They just have some of the prettiest bindings. And not crazy prices, so that's great. I'm not sure what series these are from, but they have these nice little hearts on the bindings. Covers are kind of plain. Who do we got? We got 18th Century Anthology, Tennyson's In Memoriam, Kebble's Christian Year, a 16th Century Anthology, 17th Century Anthology, Calverley's Verses and Translations. So there's a little handful. And again, shipped like that. Why are you shipping books like that, folks? I think that these came from a bookseller, so he should have known better. Longfellow poems of Lord Tennyson, Lord Byron, Robert Barnes, John Keats, and George Herbert. Again, I just think these books look great lined up like that. Beautiful little Victorian bindings. All right, next little handful, we got John Milton. We got poems by Christina Rossetti, Percy Bysshe Shelley, Elizabeth Barrett Browning, and William Wordsworth. And the last little bunch. I don't know how that box survived the trip overseas. But the books do look all right. They made it, so I don't care. As long as the books make it here safely, I don't care what the packaging looks like. We got William Cowper, we got Robert Herrick, Robert Browning, J.G. Whittier, and Matthew Arnold. Again, great. I just love that binding. And actually, the publisher on these was, let's see, the publisher is, if I can get to the title page, the Gresham Publishing Company, which stick around because I think the last box, no, actually, maybe these 2 boxes are also by the Gresham Publishing Company. For sure, the last box, I'm not sure. That's a shake. I think for sure that box was also Gresham Publishing Company. Some beautiful, beautiful bindings. And then that might be a Shakespeare set with also a Gresham binding, but I'm not sure. We'll see. See when we get there. Oh man, do you guys see this? They taped up all the corners. They reinforced the corners. That is dedication right there. I don't think I've ever seen anyone. I've seen people double box, but I don't think I've ever seen anyone put so much work into reinforcing the corners of the box like that. Man. Well, thank you. It made it. I'm not sure where these even came from. I don't think this was a U.S. purchase. And again, if you have beautiful books like this that you want to sell, feel free to reach out. I'm always buying. And plus, these are all getting sold on eBay as well. So if you're seeing anything that you're interested on eBay, seller Animal Vet 52, I put that link in the description of this video, so it should be nice and easy to find. All right, here looks like we have some Victorian Charles Dickens. Nothing too special. Nice little simple copies. Nice enough condition. These weren't always made with the most high quality paper. The paper gets brittle. It's not dated, but definitely 1890s on these. You got Martin Chuzzlewit's. You have Christmas Stories and reprinted pieces. You have Barnaby Rudge and Edwin Drood. You have Dombey and Son. Well, you get the point on those. Oh, I want to do that one last. That one's last. That one for sure is a Gresham Publishing Company, the same as the little heart bindings. And that one's really special. And this one, I thought might be the Gresham. It's a Shakespeare set. Maybe not. The Works of William Shakespeare. Beautiful bindings. I really like this. I think it's the complete 20-volume set here. Let's see who the publisher is. Nope, these are published by Westminster, or they're published in Westminster by Archibald Constable and Company Limited. Doesn't look like they're illustrated, but great quality books. These are made with nice thick paper. You get the point. It's a 20-volume set. I'm pretty sure it's complete. Last box. This is for sure the highlight of the video. That the first two Peacock bindings were amazing, and this one as well. I'm very excited. I got this package a few days ago, and I was very anxious to open it. Lots of bubble wrap, excellent. Lots of bubble wrap, lots of bubble wrap. All right, let's set some of these out. Let's see if I can find. It's I think this is also a 20-volume set. But there's a few really, really exciting titles. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18. Okay, maybe it's an 18-volume set. Hey, Grayson is here. Grayson, I'm just wrapping up my video. You'll have to go. I mean, I bought some killer books lately. Really, really cool stuff. And this set is, I'm excited for these. Sometimes a little caveat for this video. This set I'm gonna have to enjoy for a couple months before I sell it. So if you're anxious to buy it, you're really gonna have to be patient. So this is, they call it kind of a peacock binding. It's a very Art Nouveau kind of peacock. I mean, it's reminiscent of a peacock feather. They call it a peacock binding. And again, these are also by the Gresham Publishing Company in London. Some of the titles aren't all that exciting. You got Cranford by Miss Gaskill. You have The Caxton by Bulwer Lytton. I'll show you some of the other titles because there's 2 titles. Most of these, actually, I think I have 2 of these 2 titles up for auction on eBay. I bought an odd lot of 4 of them recently, so I think I have 2 of them up on eBay right now. But there's 2 titles that people will pay. I mean, most of them are kind of like $30 to $40 books, but there's a couple titles that people go crazy. Yep, all of this came from eBay. You got After Dark by Wilkie Collins. There's kind of an interesting title. You have L'Allegro by George Borrow. Again, these are kind of Britishy titles, not the most exciting stuff. Westward Ho by Charles Kingsley. I'm telling you, there's 2 titles in here that are much more valuable than the rest. All right, you have The Heart of Mytholonia by Sir Walter Scott. Again, at least in the US, we don't get overly excited about Sir Walter Scott. Haji Baba by James Morier. Let's see. Grayson wants to know, have you ever tried Etsy much? Seems like a really nice bindings would do well. Yeah, A-Step. I do have a time machine. That's why I get these books. I travel back in time about to 1900-ish, maybe 1890s, buy the books, and then bring them back to modern times. Oh, David Copperfield by Dickens. That one's kind of cool. But again, this is I think it's a complete in 18 volumes of this kind of peacock binding, Art Nouveau peacock binding. And it's just a random mix of authors. Very strange. No, Grayson, I haven't done Etsy. I really do, I think I should dedicate a few days to Etsy and just see what happens, because I think especially stuff like this, and then I have boxes of vintage kids books that I think would do really well. All right, Barchester Towers by Trollope. Again, not the most exciting. John Halifax Gentleman. Beautiful bindings, but the titles just aren't all that great. Ormond by Maria Edgeworth. Okay, we're getting down. I swear, there's 2 really exciting titles in here. See if I can find them. Like I said, most of these are worth like in the $30 to $40 range, probably. All right, we have The Scarlet Letter by Hawthorne. That's a great title. We have Harry Lorcure by Charles Lever. I think he was an Irish author. Let's see. Okay, there's 2 of the good titles in here. I'm going to save that to last. So second to last bunch, the last bunch has the 2 hot titles that command all the money if you can get them in this binding. And honestly, I think it's really, really tough to find this complete set. You can always find odd volumes, but to find it complete, I think it's almost impossible. These sets always got busted up, and I'm going to keep it together. The Newcomes by William Makepeace Thackeray. Again, Thackeray isn't the most exciting author, especially here in the U.S. Coningsby by Disraeli. All right, this is the highlight. 2 great titles in this bunch, but mostly just 1 great title that consistently brings crazy money. Yep, I'm gonna sell these as a set. I bought 4 odd volumes from this set that I did break up just because it was 4 odd volumes, but this is complete, so I will keep it together. Scenes of Clerical Life by George Eliot. All right, so the backup best one is going to be Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. This one, any old Jane Eyre copies are going to bring, nice ones are going to bring a couple $100. This one probably $200 to $300. And the highlight, if you can find a copy of this in this binding on eBay, it's probably going to run you about $500 to $750. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Really nice condition. This is the one that commends all the money of the set. I don't think you'd find a copy of this for under $500, just because Pride and Prejudice is one of the most sought after books out there, and then in a pretty binding from this era. I think these are all turn of the century. I think they were dated. Some of them were dated 1902 maybe. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, illustrated by Chris Hammond. See if I can find a few of the illustrations for you. There you go. Yeah, yep. This is the one. The Pride and Prejudice, I tell you, every one of the titles except Jane Eyre, Pride and Prejudice, maybe Scarlet Letter, maybe the Dickens, are all $20, $30, $40 books, but the Pride and Prejudice, I think, is probably in the $500 to $750 range. And the Jane Eyre, you're probably talking $200 to $400-ish on that one. And again, really pretty Art Nouveau binding, turn of the century. I thought none of them were dated, but I think this one's right around 1900, 1902, something like that. So I'm very excited about those. Those are going to have to sit on my shelves for a minute before I sell them. I need to enjoy them for a minute. So thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. And like I said, there is a link to my eBay page. I am Animal Vet 52 on eBay and Whatnot. I started selling books on Whatnot. It's a live video auction site that definitely worth checking out. I'm Animal Vet 52 over there. I do book sales over there every Tuesday night, except this Tuesday I'm busy. But otherwise, I think I'll be on a pretty regular schedule of Tuesday night Whatnot sales. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it, and have a wonderful Sunday night.